Well, I'm Buneskie Madden. Proud to identify myself now as a mine.
Right.
And yeah, so IT professional. I've been in the field for a number of years now, and just wanting to share the knowledge and to assist as best as I can with people who want to join the same career path.
Well, we have quite a few questions, so I'm assuming that there are a lot of persons who want to join this career path and would love a little guidance and a little expertise from someone who's done it. So
Right.
let's get started on those questions that we got for you.
Okay.
All right, so the first question is, how do you stay motivated when confronted by daily challenges?
Okay. All right. So it's key. You have to be motivated. For me, it's not as hard as I think it is for a lot of people because, for one, I really enjoy what I do. So I see every task as an opportunity to either use some knowledge that I had that I probably never got to use before, or learn something new. And another good thing is to have people. You first have to like what you're doing. Have friends who are in the same career path, so you can have conversations about what you're working on, and you have to make it entertaining. Because if you really don't want to do it, you're just not going to enjoy it.
That's true, because I agree that liking what you do actually makes it more exciting. It doesn't feel like so much like a chore. So I agree with that.
So even when it gets tough, you're still wanting to get to that end goal that you have probably set out for yourself. Now in the COVID time, it's a skill that I think a lot of people will have to master, because we're moving into an era now where people will be working from home, and trust me, if you can't be motivated in an office where you're there to work, imagine trying to do this at home where you have the TV, you have Netflix, you have popcorn. So so we're going into an era where we have to find that thing that motivates us, have to find that thing to keep us focused, and just to keep going.
Okay, all right. So having goals and staying motivated helps you.
Right.
All right. So I just got a similar question from Kamir. He says in the comments, what he would love to know more about what you do as an IT manager. So I got a similar question to that. So I'm going to start with Kamir's own and then follow up with the one that I got before.
Okay. So as an IT manager, you are responsible for the entire IT operation of whatever. In my case, it's a hotel, a resort. So I am in charge of everything IT on that property. You might not necessarily have to do the nuts and bolts of everything, because in most cases you'll have a team, but you have to ensure that you have everything coordinated and done within a timely manner. A day-to-day operation would be going in the morning. Firstly, you check to ensure that there hasn't been any chaos in the night when you weren't there. And then the second step is normally to check with, which is in the form of a meeting most of the times, to check to ensure that all departments are doing good, and they don't need your assistance, or do need your assistance. It's not a job or a field that you go in and think that, okay, I'm in IT. You're an IT manager, you are a part of the IT department, you automatically become a part of every single department. Every single department will need your services. So you are that one person that is going to be everywhere trying to fix everybody's problems.
I
So
always feel like, go ahead.
yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, I always feel like an IT manager is always on call. So like you don't really get time off. You just get time away from the office because
Right,
anything can happen.
anything.
How do you cope with that?
My latest time out was 3 in the morning once. Yeah, you you get a
Okay.
call. Yeah, on the second and the third missed call, it means you probably have to get up out of your bed at that point in the morning because it's a 24 operation. At 3 in the morning, they might somebody has identified the problem. There might not be the need for it, but you know that at 6 o'clock they're going to need whatever system might be down. So you can either go in at 3 and get it resolved. So at 6 you can breathe easy and have your coffee, or you wait until 6 you go in and be pulling out your hair all day. So it just comes with the job. You're on call, and you just have to learn to manage your time well. You might just find yourself in a case where you leave something that you know you should do, and you're like, I probably might just leave this and it might cost you an entire day tomorrow. So you just have to, prioritize and be good at time management.
Okay. So that sounds like your lifestyle has to be flexible because you can
Very.
get caught. Okay. All right. So another question that I got was, let's start with this one. It says, what do you need to get a career in information technology in Jamaica?
All right, so that's a tricky one because the information technology field is so vast. It's really vast. So it all depends on which area you want to go into. But you can for me, I did more systems. More systems. I didn't really go into much into programming or that side. I did systems, so I was from training destined to be an IT manager or systems administrator. Um, that kind of training, you would study Microsoft. These are things you can do on yourself. These are things you can do. For instance, I started by doing CompTIA courses, which were
What courses? You have to break
CompTIA.
it down for us.
So
Non-IT.
it's a certification body that they create certifications for IT people. All right.
Oh,
So if you are fresh, new to the field and you really want to get a foot in, you could do a CompTIA course in IT that just shows you how to fix a computer, just how to create a computer, build a computer. And then from there you could, go up to a diploma, a bachelor's. But trust me, I think it's one of the easiest fields to get into just because of the amount of certification, the amount of small certifications that they do have that you can branch off to. Just to add to that, there are certifications that you have people here in Jamaica. Our certification these are available in Jamaica.
it's the same question you answered. Go ahead.
Same question. Sir, well, you see, I'm passionate about certifications because that's where I started, and I still to this day use certifications to get an edge up. And these certifications, as I mentioned, are from the vendors themselves. So while you can do a complete bachelor's program. If that's not where you want to start, you want to just get a foot in, you could just go on Microsoft website. The same Microsoft Windows that you use, you could get a certification in Microsoft Office suite. You could get a certification in Windows. So and it's a start. Trust me, if you get in and you like it, you won't stop until you find yourself just all covered.
Okay.
Feels Jamaica right now, I think, is growing in terms of tech. The demand is there for, I see a lot of companies now wanting software developers, website developers, network engineers. The telecoms people, they'll always want network engineers, project managers, just the same. And all of these, you really can start off by certifications.
So any certification will do, like even this Microsoft one that you're telling us about, like if I have that, can I bring that to a local place of employment and say, hey, I'm certified with this. Can this give me anything?
Of course, I'm working on certifications.
Okay.
I put my certifications first over my degree.
Okay. All right. So there are two more questions. So somebody's saying that what are the pros and cons to software development?
That would be a hard question for me because I'm not really much into the software side.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So so what if we had a high school student? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
what if we
listening.
had a high school student who is looking to venture into software development? What would you tell this person?
Someone who wants to develop a software.
Right.
Well, they want to develop a software for themselves as a a startup, or they want to go for a software company.
Well, the question said, there's another question that says, how can I start to develop my own software to expand into a business?
To expand into a business.
Right.
Okay. All right. So that one, I think the best thing I could tell that person is do your market research. Do your market research. See what's out there. Right. See what's needed, and ensure that whatever you decide to do offers a lot of value. Because that other aspect of it where you want to expand it into a business, right, is going to really rely on whatever you create to be something that somebody sees as something that they need, right?
Okay.
So think of let's say a WhatsApp. You remember back in the days when BBM people used to just use BlackBerry Messenger to talk to the BBM people, and Apple people used to just have iMessenger. Still, if you wanted to cross platforms, you had to send a text that would cost you $3. And then here came WhatsApp that worked on both platforms and fixed that problem. They came up with something that people needed, and no, we can't do without it. So you come up with something that people find the need for, and you won't even need to promote it. It just goes viral if it's really that good.
Oh, that's true. All right. So, Kamira just asked, could we get some more details about your journey? High school, how did you start looking into IT?
Right out of high school, I think I wet my feet in there at the what was it called now? The work experience program, CXC level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we did the work experience program. I did my work experience program at a computer store, and I just enjoyed the fast-paced nature of the job. And back then I was basically, before that, just doing little bit of PC repairs for myself at home. Going there and seeing what it was all about, I just fell in love with it. I started doing that until I decided that don't want to just sit around a computer store repairing PCs. So I went on to the Caribbean Institute of Technology then, which is now part College of Innovation and Technology, HCIT. And from there I started studying more tedious certifications, and also did a bachelor's program there. From there, I got introduced to IT at that level, starting in the hotel, and the rest is history.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there is one more question. Okay, it says, how can I capitalize on COVID-19 by using software? And how can I get my product out there? So you shared already on the second part about getting your product out there. But how can I capitalize on COVID-19?
COVID-19. COVID-19 has opened so many doors. We're just still waiting on to see those innovation, the innovation coming out. Software. I do have some ideas that I know if these things should come out. I'm not a software developer, but I do think outside of the box, and there are options out there. I see people now doing deliveries, right? It's something that has taken off, and think about that aspect where somebody's delivering. Software engineer come in, do a platform, so there are things out there that has changed, and it's just for them to look to see what has changed and what can we introduce to make this new process easier. So but it will take innovation. It's something that has never been done before.
Well, we are in that season where this has never happened before. It's just how we move forward. And I agree with you. It takes just seeing what is needed, because you were saying earlier that once we see the need and we fulfill that need, we may not even need to advertise it. So I think that would apply to this part of the question as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we have another question in the comments from Moy Run This World, sorry. What are some of the major challenges that you faced when pursuing your IT career?
Initially it was getting the experience. There's always this fear of going into the field and you don't know everything you need to know when you need to know it. And I think that's where a program like this would come in handy, because you get to speak to people who have been in the field before. I never had that privilege back then, so I learned a lot of it the hard way. Having to pull all-nighters, researching how to fix problems, as they occur. So you basically find yourself learning on the job, or having to do a whole lot of research behind the scenes to get problems done, problems are resolved. So that's one of them, because technology, it's a vast field. You'll be here tomorrow. Exactly. You're here tomorrow. You're here today, and tomorrow Wi-Fi 11 drops, and you have to understand it and deploy it across 1,000 rooms in a month. And being that you're probably never researched this, or you never, so you have to be like always on the ball, always in the forums, keeping up with what's new and all of that. That was my challenge then. Not so much now, because I as best as I can keep up with what's happening in the field.
So would you say experience helped with what was the question again? Helped with pursuing your career. So the more experienced you were, the easier it was to deal with the challenges that may arise?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Go ahead.
And also to have friends who are in the same field.
All right, so clearly the friends important. You can always have feedback on that.
Have friends who are in the same field. Trust me, sometimes something that is just pulling at your brain, just a discussion with a friend, you might just get an idea that. So we have to create a network, and that network will help you along a lot.
Okay. All right. I have another question from Cameron. Is there a particular difference in skill set between going down the system admin path versus more the software development path?
Is there the first part of the question?
Is there a major difference? Is there a particular difference in the skill set between going down the path for system admin or versus the software development?
Systems admin, yeah, I think it's I think of ourselves more as we are firstly, we find the need for an application or a system. We find the need for it, and the system, the software people develop it. Right? So a lot of times we work hand in hand because we are the ones who are in the field and we know what we would want created, and then they create it. So it's a fine line. Yeah, they're very interrelated.
Okay. All right. So I think this is gonna be our last questions before we wrap up. It says, what resources do you use to keep up with the new development?
You know, there's so much. I used to one point in time follow like stories, like the tech sites. But I found that you lose some things that you might be interested in when I stick to one particular site. So what I use to keep up is I know this is weird, but I allow Google to basically study what I'm interested in. And the Google news feed just feeds me every morning with things that I guess they see me searching. So yeah, so it just gives me a snapshot, everything from Cleaner to Observer to Microsoft to the antivirus, everything is compiled right there in the Google feed, Google News feed.
Okay. Well, who knew Google could do that? So I didn't. Last question, or one more question. How do companies view applicants with certifications versus degree? I assume it's best to have both.
It is best to have both. But the certifications, they are a plus.
They're a plus to having degree?
They're a plus to the degree, yeah. So okay, you definitely degree. So it's a fine line. Yeah. A degree is good to have.
Expensive.
They are. But the degree is good, but if you notice, even check let's say Caribbean jobs, and you will see them specify that it would be an asset if you have MCSA, it would be an asset if you had a Linux Plus, it would be an asset. All of these are certifications. Some recruiters will specifically list that degree along with these certifications are a plus. If you have a degree without the experience and someone comes up with these certifications showing that they have done this training in this with this specific device or the specific technology or application, they're going to have the edge upon you.
Okay. All right. So having the degree is one thing, but having experience and the certification gives you that extra push.
Right. And I think if you're new to the market, the certification can somewhat substitute as experience. If they see you doing the certifications, I think in some cases it would work out for you as experience.
Okay. All right, Kathy, I'm not going to pronounce it because I don't want to spoil it. It says you can also subscribe to content that you want to see in your feed so that you can see more content. I think she's referring to the Google, to the Google
feed, yeah.
filtering it right.
Yeah.
Okay, so while we wrap up, are there any additional questions that we have for Mr. Buneskie Madden? And while we're waiting for those questions to come in, Buneskie, can you share with us any motivation that you used while you were completing your certifications, qualifications, your degrees, whatever it is that kept you motivated while you went through the process to get to your career? What would you share with any student that is trying to start a career in IT?
To start a career is
Yeah, start life in the life of an IT
um,
manager.
be around an IT manager and you are not someone who is in the field. It will amaze you the things you see that person do. I heard of I was introduced to this term by Kamir. It's imposter phobia. It was. Ever heard it? Or imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. Yeah.
Imposter syndrome.
Right.
So it is knowing a field, knowing what this field entails. It's imposter syndrome.
Right.
Yeah. So it's knowing this field, seeing this person doing all of these things, and wanting to be able to do all of these things. You find yourself. That happened to me. That happened to me. Just getting into IT, and you started like here, and then when you got in, you found that, oh, hold on, within my field, there are still a lot more that this field entails. Then you find yourself wanting to get more, wanting to know more, and that drives you because you don't want to be an imposter in the field. So it basically pushes you more. But at the end of the day, I think one of the hardest things for an IT person to say is, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. If you are the IT person, nobody expects you to say, I've never heard of that and I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, because
And
you're the IT specialist.
right.
You
Imagine
don't
you're
know, you
interacting
don't
with this
know.
person and you say, oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. And it is technology related. You don't want to be in that position, and because of that, you constantly push. I mean, this is after you get in. So it's like a constant ball that you're going around on. So once you're in, imposter syndrome will have you doing more.
Okay. All right. So there's one more question. Kamir just asked, what's next for you in IT? Particular technology you're looking to get experienced with?
So I use even during this Corona time, I'm on Udemy like almost every night. I have gone into security, in depth into security, network security, because even since Corona has come about, I mean, fraud and hacking has been on the rise. So I've been doing certification, courses on Udemy in security and also Linux to back that.
Okay. All right. So there was a comment. Kamir was saying, you compare yourself to others and start doubting yourself and thinking it was a mistake, and you're an imposter in that area. So he was referring to the imposter syndrome that you were referring to just now.
Right.
All right. So Buneskie, I'm not sure if you want to share your details with us, on where to find you, but we can definitely find Buneskie on themindsoff.com. So if you are interested in knowing more about IT, joining the career path, you can always reach out and ask him a question. He'll definitely answer you. You can also message us or DM us on the Minds of Jamaica page, and we'll be able to communicate with you how to sign up and stuff like that. if there is any information in this live that you want us to go over, we'll definitely be saving it and we'll be posting it to our YouTube page. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead, reach out, go to the Minds of Jamaica YouTube page and you can subscribe, follow us there, and join us again next week, Monday at 6 p.m. We'll be having another mind to share their expertise with us on whatever it is that we do or they do in their career path. So thank you so much, Buneskie. We truly appreciate you spending I don't know how long we've been on the live, but spending this evening with us and sharing your expertise.
Yeah, man, no problem. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Okay, cool.
Bye.
Bye-bye.